What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to do my deadline day special Eagle Eye show where we talk about transfer rumours completed, rumoured to be completed, rumoured to be in a medical, whatever. If it's got something to do with the transfer, we'll talk about it here. Now, today is the January transfer deadline. In fact, as I record this video, technically the window is open for another 3 hours and 19 minutes. Do I expect Arsenal to do anything? Well, we've done something today, technically. No, I don't expect us to do anything else because much like my headline suggests, I'm not tremendously happy with the transfer window. Not necessarily for the reasons you think. Now, let me start off with that, actually. So, why are you unhappy because Arsenal haven't signed a defender? Now, I get it. I'm sure that when the transfer window opened, people expected Arsenal to improve a defence that has been leaking goals for fun. And we have been. We've been leaking goals for fun. I don't know what's wrong with us. I've said it before in reviews and I'll say it again. I think somehow our defense is weaker than it was last season. I don't know how that's possible. One thing is for certain, for all of Emre's pragmatism and with his tactics sometimes, he's definitely not a defensive coach. Let's put it that way. We've leaked goals for fun this season. We really have. And it's just saying that and remembering that, again, as I record this, we're about to play Man City in 3 days' time. Oh, fuck. But anyway, going on with the video. To me, I don't really see the sense of buying a defender now. And I know that in a statement in itself doesn't make sense, but hear me out. We're not being linked with a Van Dijk. You notice that? We're not being linked with a Koulibaly or a player of that caliber. All right, Arsenal probably not shopping in that caliber. A Monolas, someone like in that caliber, Regani from Juventus, we're not even being linked with that. We're being linked with Gary motherfucking Cahill. Gary Cahill, people. And listen, with the exception of the fact that we got Aubameyang last year, our January windows are always panic buys. They're always panic buys. And if it's a choice, and I've said this privately, I've said this, funny enough, to Lee in our WhatsApp chat, and I'm going to say this to you guys now. If it's a choice between signing Gary Cahill or not signing anyone, you know what? I'd rather we don't sign anyone. Might as well save that dough and try and improve somewhere else in the team. Which I know won't make a lot of sense to you. A lot of people will be like, well, Gary Cahill will surely be better than the... Is he? I know our defense is shit, but is he? Even at Gary Cahill's peak, which was what, maybe 4 years after he moved from Bolton? 3-4 years after he moved from Bolton? My man was made to look good by John Terry, and I hate John Terry with a passion. He's up there in terms of most despicable footballers for me, personally, right? I can't stand him. Not in the fact he's a racist cunt. John Terry's up there in terms of people I cannot stand. But the one thing I'll never take away from him, he was a good defender and made the likes of Gary Cahill look better. He did. Realistically, he did. Gary Cahill was always an average defender at best. And even if you want to say, oh, well, you know, he's surely better than Kashani, debatable. He ain't better than Mustafi. And you guys know I cannot stand Mustafi. He ain't better than Mustafi. Let me tell you now, he ain't better than Mustafi. He's damn straight better than Socrates. I don't think he's even better than Monreal, truth be told. In my view, this is not just simply by a defender and our defensive woes have been solved. I actually like the idea of strengthening the core. You know, we were being linked 2 days ago with Idris Gana Gay from Everton. For me, I thought that was a superb link, and I was hoping beyond hope that we would try and make some sort of move to him, because he's let Everton know he wants to leave. It doesn't look like PSG are going to push for that signing. And I thought, you know what, if you're not going to improve the defense, improve the core, because the core can at least help the defense out. So that was my thinking behind it. My thinking was flipping heck. Torreira and Gana Gay in the central midfield. Give me some of that, please. I like the sound of that. But, of course, Arsenal being Arsenal, of course I'm not linked with Gana Gay. That link went quicker than it arrived. So we're not signing a defender. We're not signing Gary Cahill. We're not signing any of the 3 constant targets that we've been linked with all January. And this is what brings me to my annoyance. You get the fact that we're not signing a defender. To me, I'd rather wait until the summer where we can bring in a quality defender than a panic buy in Gary Cahill. Straight up. The guy is 36 years old. He ain't going to improve what is already broken at our club. Mark my words, that will not happen. Having said all that, this is where, for me, I have no faith in that backroom staff. I have no faith in Stan to get it right in the summer. Because one of my biggest problems at Arsenal for years, almost as far back as I can remember, at least since we last won the Premier League, one of our biggest problems is we never fully address problem areas. Have you noticed that? As far back as I can remember, even if you wanted to say recently, let's look at the last 5-6 years. When we bought Mesut Ozil, forget my reservations over Mesut Ozil. Do people forget what we actually needed that year? Because it weren't no fucking attacking midfielder. It was a goddamn striker we needed. But people forgot that because we bought the brand that was Mesut Ozil. And listen, don't get it twisted. I was excited. We bought Mesut Ozil. But even I was sat there thinking, hold on. Surely we should have brought in a striker. Let's look at last summer. Or over the course of the last year, since we bought Aubameyang in, bought Lacazette. Let's look at the last 18 months. We bought the likes of Aubameyang in, we bought the likes of Lacazette and brilliant. Torreira, Guendouzi, brilliant. We bought in Mavropanos, a youngster, but okay, brilliant. What have we actually needed for the last 3 years? Don't worry, I'll wait. A central defender, a commanding central defender, and a commanding defensive midfielder. I love Torreira. I love him. I think he's a brilliant signing. The man's only 22 years old. People forget that part. And I think in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to see a wonderful player blossom. Here's the part that people won't say. Torreira ain't no freaking defensive midfielder. Look back at my last Eagle Eyes. And I said to you one thing. You know, Torreira ain't no DM. He can play DM, but he ain't a DM. He's like an industrious player. He's a player that people happen to play there, but he's not a DM. You know, he's a good tackler. He'll work hard. He'll run all day for you, but he ain't a DM. Idris Gana Gay is a DM. Kante, when he's played in his correct position, is a DM. As much as I love Decore, even I would accept my man ain't no DM either. We We've needed one of those for years. So is it any wonder who the fuck you put in defense? We still have that as an issue. Still. And listen, I didn't like that. I didn't like the link last summer to Steven Nzonzi. I think my man was overrated. I always thought he was overrated when he was at Blackburn, when he was at Stoke, and when he was at Seville. So I personally was happy that we didn't buy him. But you know what? I'd have consoled myself quickly if we had. Because at least the one thing that would not take away from him, he's a DM. He's an actual DM. These are the type of problems that we have. Yeah, sure, our wing backs bomb up too quickly. Sure, we don't track back enough. Yes, our central defenders are not good enough. But to me, the biggest problem we have had for the last 15 years is that core. That core right in the center. And that's our problem. Our control room, if you like. That's our problem. So no matter who you put in there, whether it's a talented, hard-working player like Torreira, whether it's a useless, can be capable every now and again of putting in an 8 out of 10 performance like Mustafi, we are always going to be shit. And that's why Gary Cahill, what the hell is an old Gary Cahill going to do? What's he going to do? The man is slow as anything. He was never quick. And the players down short ain't going to listen to him. He's a new boy. He'd only be coming in for what, 4 months? You think they're going to listen to him? Our strategy needs to completely change, though. And this is what eventually brings me to my problem. So we've known for how long that we've wanted Perisic or Carrasco or Anuku from Paris Saint-Germain, I think that's his name. Why the hell are we only making moves today? Why? Why do we always do that? So you've been linked with this guy for time. So presumably you've been watching him since. Let's give it a reasonable guess out here. Maybe end of November, beginning of December. Why is it the 31st of January is the day you decide, you know what, boy, Perisic didn't come off yesterday, so I'm going to move for Carrasco. Oh, Carrasco ain't possible. Cool, I'm going to move for Nkunu. What, today? Even if it weren't today, people, the last 2 days, I guarantee these conversations happened the last 2 days. Because if this had happened earlier in the window, we would have had one of these players. 100%. You're going to go to Inter Milan now, and say you want to take one of their best players. Of course, they're going to tell you to suck your mum. What are they going to do on the last day of the transfer window? Of course, they're going to tell you to suck your mum. They can't replace him now. So the only way that they would even have half a chance of replacing him is if you're actually going there to buy him, which you know you're not going to do. So what the hell is the point? You come in there with a loan, talking about, oh, well, you know, if you let us have him, then we'll sign a document to say that if we don't buy him in the summer, then we'll pay a penalty fee. What? So why don't you just give them an obligation to buy deal then, if that's the case? If what you're telling them is you're definitely going to buy in the summer, give them an obligation to buy. This is why I'm not convinced by Stein, because I think it's going to leave us high and dry again. If our entire dependency is making that top four happen, and the irony is, this man has no desire to make sure that we make that top four. He'd rather just have the club ticking along, appeasing us loudmouths, and just doing what they do, doing what he does with the Rams. Because they'll probably fucking win this Sunday. That's what's really pissing me off. Because they're actually favourites. I'm sorry, Canada, I know they're your team. But that's what really pisses me off. They'll probably win this Sunday, and I'll see his punk ass on the TV. Because I'm going to watch the game. I got Monday off, so I want to watch the game. Meanwhile, we're just ticking and fucking long. And this is why I don't trust the guy. I don't trust the guy. I don't trust his moustache. I don't trust his toupee. I don't trust him. Straight up. And now I'm hearing stories that, you know, we're letting the youngsters go. Because obviously the youngsters want to play, they want to kick ball. They want to flipping rot on the under 23s. They want to kick ball. So you have Emil Smith Rowe, who right before I came on here, he's confirmed that he's gone to RB Leipzig. Good play. Listen, that Bundesliga, they're getting a lot of our English youngsters, yo. They're getting a lot of our youngsters right now. Because they realize that this is the place to develop. You've seen what Reece Nelson's doing. You've seen what Jordan Sancho is doing. Reece probably called Emil up and said, listen, bro, come here now. Come here, trust me. Even if it's for a couple of months, me and you will kick it. It's cool. Just come over. You got someone like Eddie Nketiah. I don't even blame Eddie. I'd have bounced a long time ago. He's desperate to come over as well. I don't know, man. It's getting to the point where I'm just like, all right, let's just roll on summer. Let's see what happens in the summer, because ain't nothing gonna happen now. I told you guys from early, as soon as I saw that the Nuku deal fell through, the Carrasco deal fell through, the Perisic deal fell through yesterday, I put up a tweet and I just say, you might as well, if you're watching for deadline day for Arsenal, you might as well shut up shop now. Ain't a damn thing happening. And listen, I ain't looked in the last 2 hours. So I hope I'm looking like a fool right now, because there's some breaking news ticker on Sky Sports News talking about Arsenal made a bid for someone and they've accepted it. I hope that's the case. But I know us. I know my club. It's just ticking over to 8 o'clock now, which means there are 3 hours for Arsenal to do something. And yeah, don't get it twisted, people. Don't get me wrong. I don't really have an opinion on Suarez, truth be told. I've seen the same YouTube highlights that you've seen. So straight up, and you ain't gonna see me being that guy that will sit here and start talking some bullshit about the history of Suarez. No, damn well I ain't watched this guy. I am not that guy. I've seen the same YouTube clips you have. He looks all right. He looks energetic. He looks like a Spanish version of Ramsey, to be honest. Just someone who runs a lot and can play on the wing, but he don't look like a winner to me in the clips that I've seen. He just looks like someone who can do a job out there if necessary. Technically a good dribbler. Doesn't look amazingly quick. I know people keep telling me he looks quick, and I'm like, does he? Doesn't look amazingly quick to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Listen, I was wrong about the speed when it came to Socrates, so I accept I could be wrong with the speed when it comes to Denis Suarez. But to me, he doesn't look amazingly quick. So let's see what happens, man. Honestly, when it comes to Arsenal and any transfer window, I'm just like, boy, let's just see. Let's see. You know, in the summer, you're seeing all these people, all these Stan defenders talking about how Stan is going to spend money. I'm like, really? We're not the Rams. If we were the Rams, I could believe it. Heck, if we were the Colorado Avalanche or whatever their names is, I could believe it. But we're Arsenal. We're not even American. There ain't no way spending money on us. There ain't no way. I don't care how many people bounce. Our transfer has and always will suck balls. And unfortunately, we're in a situation where we just have to sit here, bear it, and hope that we either have a coach who can make miracles or we get a coach that can make miracles. Because this squad is so beyond shit. And it needs a lot of work to it. It needs some major repair to it. And I'm not sure that Stan is going to allow us to be able to do that. But believe me, people, don't get it twisted. I am praying, I am hoping I am wrong. I'm hoping to have egg on my face. I know I won't. I know come the summer, I'm going to be like, I told you so. Because he's brought one or two players in, and then people are going to make excuses. People are going to say, all right, we'll give Emery an opportunity. He's had a summer with this is going to be the bars. Trust me, I already know these are going to be the bars. Well, you know, it hasn't been World Cup this year. So Emery's had a full pre-season training with them. Let's see what he can do this season. And we're going to go through the same optimistic shit and have the same conversation this time next year. Mystic Chig is in effect. Cut and paste this and you watch what happens. Anyway, people, that's my bitching done and I'm out of here. You let me know if you like this video. Absolutely crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button if you do. Also hit that subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow to do my last ever chopping block. Why am I doing it on the 1st of February? You'll see tomorrow. So I'll drop that some point, maybe 12 midday tomorrow. I'll pre-record that and get that out to you. Then I'll do a preview for the City game. Oh, great. I forgot about that. The massacre's coming. I'll do a preview for the City game. And then I'm actually going to have a Saturday video free for you guys. So anyway, you'll see. The videos will pump out. The best way of knowing when I drop these videos is to follow me on Twitter at Colossal Chig. That's CHIG. You can follow me on Instagram, Guna_Eagle_I1. Or you can follow me on Patreon, which is also Guna_Eagle_I. Plenty of shows coming out on there. Me and Lee, I think I'm going to hook up the week after next to do a huge Q&A. So that will be across both of our patrons. And I'm just going to be doing a lot more movie reviews. That's what my Saturday basically is going to be. Just constant movie reviews. So hopefully you'll like that stuff. So yeah, I'm out of here, people. Enjoy your Thursday evening. Take care. Deuces.